about a preview of the FCS Championship going down next month? Why not? Montana State meeting North Dakota State for all the marbles. The Bison 13-1 this season, no strangers to this stage. They won 8 national titles going back to 2011 and 2019. In other words, the king of the hill at that point. For the Bobcats, in their first FCS Division I AA national title, you got to go way back since 1984. Led by their first-year head coach, Brent Vigen, in this one, 12-2. Let's get on the same page as pen and paper. To do that, my guy Emory Hunt here to break this natty down. And Emory, the Bison, look, they've been here before. The Bobcats, they're kind of the new kids on the block. What's your biggest storyline leading up to this one?
I mean, you brought up 1984. I instantly thought of Breaking 2, the Electric Boogaloo. That's how long it's been for Montana State. But the biggest storyline here is their quarterback, touchdown timing a lot. Can he continue to keep this going? He started entering the playoffs because their starting quarterback, Matthew McKay, jumped in a transfer portal. I had never seen anything like that before. So he jumps in as a starter, and they blow out Sam Houston State. And that's a big thing, in my opinion, because Sam Houston looked to be the reigning national champion going forward. But this is a situation where Tommy's going to have to come in, and he's going to have to slay the dragon. North Dakota State is the dragon amongst the FCS. They're the Debo of this subdivision. Can he knock Debo out? And that's going to be the biggest key. It's going to all determine on whether or not he plays well in this game.
All right, we'll see how that pans out. Speaking of players to watch, who's your player to watch here for Montana State?
Their linebacker, Troy Anderson, is one unique athletic specimen. He's the starting linebacker, All-American NFL prospect going to both the Senior Bowl and East-West Shrine Bowl. But last year, he was their starting tailback, so he was able to run the football as well. So he can play both sides of the ball. That's just how great of a football player he is. But as a linebacker, him stopping the run is going to have to be key. If they can make this game where it's Cam Miller, the quarterback for North Dakota State, versus Tommy Mellott, I think that's a game Montana State wants to play. They want to get North Dakota State out of running the football, so it's going to be up to Troy Anderson and his ability to stop the run on first down and put those guys in backed up situations.
Of course, he'll be responsible for stopping that Bison offense. Player on that side you might want to watch is not the quarterback, is not a wide receiver, but somebody in the backfield, but it's not the RB. Who is that?
It's the fullback, Hunter Lipke. First of all, here's a couple of things you got to know right off the bat. He wears number 44. He doesn't have any gloves, and he doesn't wear any long tights or anything like that. That's someone you don't want to mess with. You know, that is the best player on their offense. Christian Watson is the best pro prospect, but I don't think he's going to play. He's a top-tier wide receiver out there, but Lipke is one that can catch the football out of the backfield. He can run the football in I formation type situations and be a closer in that regard. And he's a devastating blocker on ISO blocks and kickouts. So he's their versatile piece. He's their Kyle Juszczyk, to use a comparison in their offense. And if how he goes, so does his offense. And he's been huge in the playoffs.
All right, we all like a fullback that doesn't wear tights. That's very important when it comes to playing the game. That backfield there. Taking a look at this one, we were talking about the Bison favored by 7.5, but you have your eye on that total at 42 and a hook. Why is that?
Like I've always said, it's a one-game season. So that means the entire playbook is going to be open. Both teams tend to score a lot. And despite both having really good defenses, I think the offenses will take control here. So I do like the over in this game. Look for both offenses to go back and forth. A high-scoring affair, one that'll definitely come down to the wire, as these championship games tend to do.
All right, outside of the total there, how about the pick against the spread in this one?
Montana State hadn't been in this game since 1984. Expect them to lay it all out there on the field. This has been my number 2 team all throughout the regular season. Going back to my CBSSports.com top 25 FCS poll that came out every week, people knocked me for having Montana State this high. But this defense is really good. I think they will keep this one close. So take Montana State in the points here against the Bison.
All right, speaking of 1984, that was the same year that Purple Rain made a splash. So I know we keep referencing that, but that was something else that went on. So hopefully they get a little Purple Rain there at Montana State. Speaking of swag, my guy Emory Hunt there with the swag. Appreciate your time as always. Talking about those past championships, you see it right there, nothing but green and gold, North Dakota State. Then we got a few cameos, why not, in 2020, Sam Houston State, James Madison in 2016. By the way, the Bison, the only program to have 8 titles. That's the most in FCS. Maybe adding a 9th one the way this pans out, depending on if Montana State shows up.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.